This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
The views expressed by guests on this program do not necessarily represent the views of the host or owners of the Doggy Diva show and do not necessarily constitute endorsement of products. Medical information discussed by guests on this program are those of the guests and is only for informational purposes and should not replace medical advice by your local veterinarian professional.
Hi, this is Susan Marie from the Doggy Diva show. This week, helpful advice from a pet professional and the latest from Pet Fashionista Laurren Darr. That's what's on our show this week. Let's get started.
Hey, did you hear that? What is that? It's the bark heard round the world. The Doggy Diva Show. Here's national award-winning author and animal advocate, Susan Marie.
Welcome to the Doggy Diva Show, the show for animal lovers. I'm your host, Susan Marie, and as always, I'm joined by my canine co-hosts, the Doggy Divas themselves. Thank you for joining us today as we bring the experts in the pet and animal world right to you. Contact us at thedoggydiva.com. That's the DOGGYDIVA.com. We love hearing from you. So go grab a cup of coffee and your pet's favorite treat, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva Show. I'm here with Monica Leighton, owner of Professional Pet Sitting. And Monica, for us people, there's always something when we go, oh, yeah, there's an app for that. But when it comes to our dogs or our pets, sometimes there is an app for that. So can you tell us one of the most helpful apps going on out there right now?
Absolutely. So there are such an range of really helpful apps out there for pet owners that I thought it would be a great segment for us to go over from time to time. And in this edition of There's an App for That, I thought we would talk about dog training. So all the time that somebody's introducing a new pet to the home and getting that pet trained is worth so much when it comes to happiness and happy, cohesive companionship for a pet. Nobody wants to have an unruly pet in the house. And so many pets are given up to rescues because of lack of training or behavioral issues. So taking the time when you first get a pet to really get it trained and well behaved can add such a huge it just makes vital differences in the relationship, the bond. It strengthens the bond by the time that you're working with the pet. And it's more enjoyable all around. You have a pet that you can do fun things with and take places, and it's just less stress, and it just makes for the total pet owner relationship to be improved. So a lot of people are busy. They don't always have time to sign up for the local dog group, or maybe the group this week is talking about sitting, but you really need to work on chewing. There's so many different situations out there, and not that those classes are not beneficial. They absolutely can be, and they're great for socialization. But if you're in a situation where you do not have as much time, or you simply want to work on more additional stuff than what they're reviewing your one-on-one sessions, there are some great apps for that. So one in particular that I found is called Pupper, and it's Puppr, and it's Pupper Dog Training and Tricks. So it's essentially meeting your new dog trainer. So the app was started by celebrity dog trainer Sarah Carson, and she's got the Super Collies, and they were like the top 5 of America's Got Talent. They have all these Guinness World Records that her dogs have done. So it's a world-renowned celebrity dog trainer. And she has put a dog trainer right into your phone. So Pupper includes like step-by-step video instructions on how for you to teach your pet basic obedience training, like how to sit, how to stay. And they even get into more advanced tricks like how to fetch a leash or how to sit pretty. They have over 100 lessons taught by Sarah Carson. And they actually have Pupper master classes that can provide in-depth guidance on topics like leash training, taught by a variety of experts, not just Ms. Carson. They have live chats, so you can sign up for a live chat with their team, with all these world-class trainers. They have clicker training built right into the app, so you can even use the app for clicking and learning how to do clicker training. You can track your pup's actual progress. So it has little trackers in there that you can use. They offer little photo challenges. They have reminder systems. So when you're teaching your pet how to go potty or how to stay, they have little reminders and aids that you can use to kind of get them on that little schedule. You can collect little badges within the app as your pup trains up to the next level. The app can support multiple dogs, so you can include, issues with multiple dogs and have them kind of categorized. Besides the live chats and all those other things, you have a team of trainers that are available 24/7. So you can literally log in to work on issues like nipping and jumping and potty training, separation anxiety, tricks, like the whole thing. They have different levels. They have the free version, and then you can also get enhanced versions called Pupper Premium, and that can range like $12.99 a month, or you can do a whole year membership for some of the advanced levels. The app itself is free, but then you can do in-app purchases as well. So there's definitely good starting points that everybody can take advantage of. And then you get to more in-depth levels or need one-on-one training, then you can kind of piece that out and see how it goes as far as what you want to spend financially and, what they have to work with.
That sounds so great because it's right on your phone.
Absolutely. And some people prefer one app over another, but another app that is fairly similar, same thing as far as dog training, is called Good Pup. And it's Good Pup Dog Training at Home. So kind of similar. Good Pup offers one-on-one video chat training. They use video chat to bring their top trainers to you and work on goals. So they have trainers that will do like weekly video calls. They have little daily training goals. They will do text check-ins with you with your questions. They just have a lot of different options. So how they work is they can use the video chat to work with the trainers and actually work on individual specific needs. They have group lessons. That way you work with your pet at home and train at home. And then you have the backing and the resources of those experts as needed. And Good Pup they pride themselves for being all about positive reinforcement training, and they are backed by the American Veterinary Association. Very similar to the other app, they can work on a variety of things. Potty training, crate training, basic commands such as sit, lay down, stay, using a release word, come, heel, leave it, going to a certain spot. And then they'll also give you skills to work on how to avoid bad behavior, how to work with socialization with your pet, with pets and people, and preventing unwanted behaviors such as begging, barking, and jumping. So again, with the last one, it's a free app to get. They do have some additional in-app purchases that you can do. But again, if one app is kind of easier for you or speaks to you more than the other, I would suggest kind of getting them both, checking them out. And sometimes when it comes to training and things, certain styles work best for certain pets and certain people. So if you've got the time, get them both, see which way works best for you, and get your pet into that level to where the bond is good. You have a pet that's well behaved, that is a integral part of your house, and that doesn't add any stress or issues with that animal-pet bond by that unwanted behavior.
Okay, this is so important and so convenient now too. And you're right, not only does it help with the bonding, it helps to instill good basics with your pets. And I got to tell you, this is great for people who are in like with shelter animals or rescue animals, animals you adopt, because one of the prime reasons when they call them boomerang dogs that they go back is because the poor dog does not know the basics, just commands and things, so that they don't come trained, or some do, but you have to like invest in it. And this is perfect. So people don't have to go anywhere. It's literally right on their phone. And you've given us two great examples of things that we could try. So to see what fits, I guess, our needs or our pets the best.
Absolutely.
Wow. This is great information for pet parents out there, for people who may have just adopted a dog or are looking to adopt a dog. There's a lot of information right at your fingertips that you could use that could not only change your dog's life, but it'll change your life. Because I find that when you train with your dog, the bonding level increases to a point that it's really great. Very rewarding for both you and your pup. So, Monica, thank you so very much. This is such great information. And we'll be talking to you next week. Hello, everyone. Susan Marie here to tell you about the award-winning 3-book series, The Doggy Diva Diaries. It is a trilogy of heartwarming and inspirational stories about Miss Olive, a lonely little rescue pup, hoping to find her forever family and friends and a life filled with love. In this series, Miss Olive learns that it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, it's the kindness and love you have on the inside that counts. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers. And please visit us at thedoggydiva.com for more information. Thank you, everyone. Coming up, a pet fashionista shares many of her other interests. Stay with us.
For those fortunate to have experienced the deep bond and unconditional love of a companion animal, the death that follows can be one of the most difficult and misunderstood losses to go through. Many times, this devastating loss goes unrecognized and trivialized by family and friends, leaving grieving pet parents struggling to find healthy ways to cope with the loss. In And I Love You Still, a thoughtful guide and remembrance journal for healing the loss of a pet, Dr. Julianne Corbin calls attention to the difficulties unique to the loss of a beloved pet and provides an interactive and compassionate guide to help you process your loss and work towards coming to a place of peace and healing. For those interested in journal therapy and looking for a professionally written and compassionate resource to help understand and reconcile the grief associated with the loss of your pet, this book is for you. And I Love You Still, a thoughtful guide and remembrance journal by Julianne Corbin, is now available for purchase on Amazon and other major book retailers.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva Show. Laurren Darr is an award-winning and best-selling author, a pet fashionista, founder of the Pet Fashion Guild, and a marketing guru. Laurren has been named a Power Woman by the Fidos of Reality blog and a finalist in the Pet Industry Woman of the Year. And Pet Age named her a Woman of Influence. And oh, is she. We are so happy to welcome back to our show our go-to pet fashionista, Laurren Darr. Welcome back, Laurren.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm always excited to be here.
We're so happy to have you. You always have a lot going on. We can't wait to talk about it. But for our first-time listeners, some of our new listeners who may not be familiar with you and all that you do and all of your accomplishments, can you just share a little bit about yourself so that they could hear all about you?
Yes, absolutely. You and I are like sisters from another mother, as we've said, because at a very young age, I was the weird kid on the block. I didn't play with dolls. I dressed up my pug dog, Tootie. And things just kind of went from there. I went down a marketing path and always wrote. And so that's why I've published many books and founded the Pet Fashion Guild and am where I am today.
One of the things, and I feature this every single year in Miss Olive's Favorite Things, is the Pet Business Marketing Almanac, and you're up to volume 10.
Yes.
And this is my go-to Bible. I talk about this all the time every year because in it you have so much to the person in the pet industry or looking to get into the pet industry, but for the pet parent too. It has a little bit of everything. And so could you just tell the listeners about the Pet Business Marketing Almanac?
Sure. It's really meant to be a go-to reference that you can put your tabs in and mark up and use as a tool. A lot of people use it, especially for social media, because it has all of the pet holidays and food holidays and even medical holidays and things like that in it. And it's, like I said, it's really meant to be a tool to help with marketing efforts for pet businesses. But we found that even other businesses that aren't necessarily pet businesses also use it and incorporate pets into some of their marketing.
I keep it in my briefcase that I take to the show all the time. For all of my show prep, I use it. And it has holidays, it has day by month, by year. It has a lot of marketing, trend information, PR, just like basics that people want to know. But it also has things in here that the regular pet parent would want to know and want to be aware of too. So it's kind of like... Again, I'll say I use it as my little Bible here to get through the months and the weeks, and it helps me because whenever we do the posts on our Facebook page, we always refer to this to make sure that we've got the holidays lined up. If it's anything special that we need to incorporate into it, it's all here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I wanted it to be, is a one-stop go-to place so that people didn't have to go and search for hours and hours on the internet. And frankly, quite selfishly, that's why I created the book, is because I thought there has to be a lot of us out here that are searching for this type of information to help us. So why isn't this all in just one handy dandy place? And so that's really why it was created in the first place.
Well, and you're up to 2023, the Pet Marketing Business Almanac, Volume 10. I have been getting them since Volume 1. I'm telling you, I love these. They're very well. They got little stickies in them. The pages are all bent. So I'm closing out 2022, going into 2023. And again, we picked it as one of Miss Olive's favorite things because we feel it's really important. Again, for not only those in the pet business or who are looking to get into the pet business, curious about it, or if you're just a pet parent and you just want to know a lot of stuff that's going on in the animal world. It's a great go-to. So that's, but Laurren, I got to tell you, you write lots of books. And of course, we just talked about the award-winning children's book, Lipstick on a Pug, which was awarded the Dog Writers Association of America medallion winner, Maxwell Medallion. And when I read this, this is when I discovered, oh my gosh, she's a sister from another mother. We both we didn't dress up dolls. We dressed up our dogs. We both used like carts to bring them around in their outfits. You used your grandma's stuff. I used my Nana's stuff. It was like, oh my gosh, how could two kids, which goes to show all of our little tribes are out there. You may hook up when you're older, but we're all out there. And you had the same feeling about animals. You were brought up with animals, and to this day, here we are. We're grown adults, and we're still dressing our dogs up. We're including them in the fashion and everything that we do. But can you tell us a little bit about Lipstick on a Pug? And also, you have all of these children's books that you have that you've incorporated pugs into, and on top of that, you have fashion trend books, you have coloring books. Can you just give our listeners kind of like an overview of all of the things that you have at Left Paw Press?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have 70-some-ish books, possibly more. And like you said, they are broken down into some different categories. And like Lipstick on a Pug, that's a pug children's book, and I've written many of those based on mainly the dogs that I have grown up with. There's also the Pug Fairy Tale series, which is based on like the Mother Goose rhymes and things like that. We have the coloring books. Pug Dalla was the very first one in that series that came out, and I think there's around a dozen of those, whether it's farm, Dalla, horses, owls, all kinds of different animals, cats, in that coloring book series, and the pet fashion and the racing books. Pet fashion obviously is a passion of mine, and I have like the illustrated pet fashion guide series for the dog breed, and it goes through every single breed, around 200 AKC breeds that talk about that breed in particular if you're designing for it, and it has the illustrations, and I feel like it could even be a table book even if you're not designing, because the illustrator did such a wonderful job with the illustrations. And we have a couple books there that are medically related. My husband has written on joint hypermobility and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is something he specializes in, and I think that pretty much covers the gamut.
Wow.
So far.
That's a lot. One of the things that you and I have talked about in the past is you're not only a great businesswoman and a great author, which I totally respect you for everything you do, but you're also a great wife and a great mom to Zachary. Can you tell us about Zachary and his amazing journey in racing? I mean, I feel like I remember when it started and to where he's going right now, and also how you guys have incorporated a passion for all of you, which is rescue, into this journey that Zachary and you all, and you and Dr. Brad have been on.
Yeah, absolutely. This was not a journey that I ever expected to go through in life, to be completely upfront with it. I had no experience in racing. He came out of the womb wanting to race, is what I say, because he begged us for years to race. He finally got in a go-kart. And you've even been through this journey with me in this past 10 years, because I think it was around then that he started. Go-karts to half-size stock cars, mini cups, late models, won several championships through there. And now he's in the entry level of NASCAR and has even raced at like Daytona International Speedway.
Wow.
In the ARCA Menard series. He just finished 9th in the championship, which for him and the equipment that he was in and the situation that we were in, it was pretty phenomenal. But through all of this, we, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, thought he was going to have to forget about living his dream. And we shut down his late model team because my husband had a stroke and we had no idea where things would go financially. And because, you know, you hear the stories about people and their medical bills. And, you know, we were in no different position than most people, even though he works in a hospital. But he got picked up and plucked out of late model racing when we shut down the team, fans rallied for a GoFundMe and supported him so that he could race the rest of the year. And so what we decided to do was give up the opportunity to go for another late model championship because he had the opportunity to go into the ARCA Menards NASCAR series, which put him more on a national stage. And it was, just happenstance. He met the team owner in the pits, and the guy was impressed with him, asked about his racing abilities, and said, I heard about your situation, and I've heard your boy's a really good race car driver. Can he come get in the car for me in a week? And I was like, he's got nothing better to do. So we went and did that. And things just kind of transpired that way with, the fundraising and the fans. And when the season was over, we were like, wow, who would have ever thought, we would have such a crazy year. And then COVID, of course, was going on with all of this too. And we said, we don't have a whole lot, but what can we do? And we just kind of looked out the window and said, we've got this mini cup trailer that we never do anything with. So if we're going racing next year, like we plan to, let's just go around and take food to shelters wherever we race. And so we partnered with Grateful Rescue, which they have about 60 acres and are in the capital planning stages. So they'll be one of the biggest rescues, at least in the Midwest, and go around and try to be like the rescue for rescues and help other shelters and rescues out. And I know we also brought on board American Association of Pet Parents, and through them, I know that we've donated in our Laps for Love program at least 25,000 pounds of food. Wow. And that does not include what we've taken around the country to different places like Halifax, Humane, near Daytona, Tuscaloosa, near Talladega, and things like that. And so we plan on continuing that on in 2023 and hope to do even bigger and better things.
I think that that's amazing. And first, I want to ask, how is Brad doing? I mean, last time we talked, which was last year, he was kind of like in an early recovery mode. How is he doing now?
He's good. He will always have some issues. We kind of joke that he will always walk like a weeble wobble. And when he gets really, really tired, his speech gets slurred, but probably no different than a lot of people. It's just more pronounced with him. But we don't look at the negatives. We look at the fact that with the type of stroke he had, he could have been in a wheelchair and unable to talk the rest of his life. And it was just an absolute miracle that he has been able to recover in the way that he has and still continue to, be the man of the household and continue on. And so thank you for asking.
No, definitely, because it was an inspiring story as it was, and it was a miracle. And when we talked about it, it was like so uplifting. And to know that Zachary, so many people came around to help support you guys financially and everything. There was just such a support system. And I think sometimes when we're down and out or things we're not quite sure, that's when the community comes together. And just to know that happened with you and to kind of witness it in a way, it was like a wonderful thing to see. And now you're giving back with this Racing for Rescues. Is there a way that the listeners could make donations, or how would we get involved if we'd like to get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. They can go to ZacharyTinkle.com, and there is a tab there for the Zachary Tinkle Foundation, which we did go ahead and create this past year because we saw the strides that we were making with it. So we did set it up as a separate entity because, we want it to be on the up and up and be totally transparent. So we do have a foundation, and it is on his website. There's a link.
Oh, that's great. Now, Laurren, where can we go to learn more about you, to learn more about all of the books that you have? You have so many books, and of course, the one that just came out, Pet Business Marketing Almanac, Volume 10 for 2023, and also for like Zachary, all of the things that you guys have going on with Racing for Rescues. Okay.
All of the books are on leftpawpress.com, but they're also sold on like Barnes & Noble and Amazon. They can easily do a search there. And Zachary's books are even listed on his ZacharyTinkle.com website. And PetFashionGuild.com is the other one if people are interested in pet fashion.
Before we go, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners?
I can't think of anything, but you really struck a chord when you said, people rally around. And I would just really like people to understand out there that, when you are down and you think like the worst of the world is happening, there are people always out there that are supportive and helpful.
And you deserve it, and you guys are very good, and you give back, and you're very active in all of the communities, and especially the animal community. So I thank you. Thank you, Laurren, for being our guest today and for sharing Volume 10, the Pet Business Marketing Almanac, which will be featured as one of Miss Olive's favorite things, and all of the amazing work that you're doing with the rescues, for Racing for Rescues. And your family does a lot, and it's wonderful that people all came together to work with you. They saw it, they recognized it, and I believe that big things are going to happen for Zachary. I always say, whenever I talk about Zachary with you, I always go, I hope he remembers me when he's a famous Indy 500 racer and he wins it. So, but I thank you very much. And for anyone who wants to learn more about Laurren, Zachary, and you can just go to Left Paw Press, and it will take you to wherever you need to go. And Lauren's books are always fun. And if you're looking for just like a gift idea or just something for yourself, we talk about a lot going on in the world. I remember a couple of years ago, my husband bought me like a group of your coloring books with a box of beautiful pencils, colored pencils, and it was wonderful. I'd sit down with a cup of tea. I'd sit down with my dogs around me, put them some nice music, and just color. And I got to tell you that it does. It takes you, it's like a little Zen moment. So thank you for creating that for us.
Absolutely. That's why I created it. I'm glad you're using it in that way.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Laurren, as always, thank you very much. And I'm sure we'll be talking in 2023 further.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. We'll be back in just a moment.
Pet Life Radio, the #1 pet radio network on the planet, joins forces with iHeartRadio to put the power of your pets in your pocket. Awesome. Download the iHeartRadio app and rock Pet Life Radio on your phone, on your tablet, on your Xbox, in your car. Pet talk, pet tunes, and fun pet times. Pet Life Radio and iHeartRadio. Positively Possum.
We would like to thank our guests this week. And also, as our doggy divas always say, please love your pets because they love you unconditionally. And please remember to adopt, foster, spay, neuter, and microchip. And as always, please have a great Diva week, everyone.
That's all for this episode of the Doggy Diva Show. To find out more, go to our website, thedoggydiva.com. Also, find us on our Facebook page, The Doggy Diva Show, and tell your fellow dog lovers about it. Don't miss Susan Marie, Miss Olive, and the Doggy Divas right here for the next episode. See you again soon.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.